and a warm welcome to the FIM ASL Freight Movement Speedway World Cup for 2006. This is event 1 from the Olympic Stadium in Rybnik, Poland. A beautiful venue on a beautiful evening, and over 10,000 fans have crammed into the stadium to cheer on their country. Now, since the modern era of World Cup began in 2001, Australia have been dominant, winning both in 2001 and 2002. Then in 2003, in Denmark, it was their neighbours Sweden who came through to take the title in style. A mix of youth and experience, led by the multiple world champion Tony Rickardsson, with great contributions from Peter Carlson and Andreas Jonsson. Lifting the famous Ove Funden trophy, designed by Asprey and Garrard, and named somewhat appropriately after a 5-time Swedish world champion. In 2004, Tony Rickardsson led them once again, this time in Poole in Great Britain. And once again, they proved invincible. Another emphatic performance. And the emergence of a new star in Antonio Lindback, who played his part in another great evening for Sweden. They claimed back-to-back titles. More trophies for Tony Rickardsson. And in 2005, the World Cup moved to Poland, and the Polish weren't about to let the chance of winning on home soil pass them by. Thomas Golub played a brilliant captain's role as he and the rest of his team conquered all before them, to the delight of their home fans. And there's no doubt about it, Polish Speedway fans are without doubt the most faithful of all, and finally they had something to cheer about. Taking the title in Wrocław in Poland in front of 30,000 fans, Thomas Golub finally had a trophy he could put on his mantelpiece. And appropriately, this year's World Cup kicked off in Poland at the Olympic Stadium in Rybnik. Then for event 2, it was off to Manila in Sweden. 3 countries involved this time. As finally the race-off and the final would be held at Smallmead Stadium in Reading in Great Britain. An excited crowd for event 1 then in Rybnik. A chance for one of the teams to go all the way through to the World Cup final. Here's how the format works. After the qualifying stages, 8 teams made it through to 2 events. Event 1 sees Poland taking on Finland, Great Britain and Australia. Event 2, USA, Sweden, Czech Republic and Denmark. The winner of each event goes straight through to the final, and 2nd and 3rd place from each event goes through to a race-off, which will decide the final 4. Let's take a look at the teams now, starting at event 1 with Australia. The Australians this year led by Craig Boyce. And in comes Rory Schlein after that year off through injury. And also, they've dusted off old Todd Wiltshire. Jason Crump, of course, leading the Grand Prix, and Lee Adams is the captain. A very, very strong lineup for Australia. Australia seeded 5th.
Lee Adams, a great opportunity for Australia tonight. Maybe nick one in Poland's backyard.
Yeah, it would be nice. Obviously, Poland dominated the series last year, and you know, I think we look a lot stronger. You know, we kind of got the old guard back with Todd and Ryan, and you know, all the boys. It feels really good. So, you know, it's a track that we really enjoy. Hopefully, we can get a result. If not, we'll go to that, you know, the race off, and you know, it's not the end of the world to go to the race off. Really, it gives you a bit of practice and gets you set up for the meeting Saturday. But you know, in saying that, we certainly would like to turn the bowls over here.
Next up, it's Finland. They're unseeded, but after making it through from the qualifiers, they're going to give it their best shot. Their captain is Kai Laukkanen. He'll be the key to their effort. And the veteran is backed by Huhtamäki, Niemann, Rima and Mäkelä.
Kai Laukkanen, I think it's fair to say that your team, underdogs tonight?
Yeah, it's a little bit. It's one rider missing, so it's really hard to put against other teams, but we're doing best. So.
But for the Finnish team, it's all about gaining experience for these younger riders, getting used to the international stage.
Yeah, it's few young riders as well, but it's a few old ones who is riding in England already and in Sweden. So it's hopefully they get something to get forward and get to the next level. So.
Next is Great Britain, seeded 4th, who've come close to but never won the World Cup. They're fully fit and led by Scott Nichols. Marc makes his return, and it's Lee Richardson, Simon Stead and Chris Harris all making the team. The manager once again, Neil Middleditch.
Scott Nichols, Great Britain captain, a big night for your team tonight.
Oh, it certainly is a big night for all of us. Poland got the pressure on them to go straight through from here, but it's going to be a tough one. Poland obviously starting out as a favourites being on home soil, but it's all about the qualification. So yeah, we're all up for everybody. I think was pretty happy with the way practice went, and we'll just go out there and do our best.
Good mix of youth and experience in the British team.
Yeah, there is, and I think that's the best sort of formula you can have, really. We've got the young boys that come in and they're really up for it, so it's a big occasion for them, which it is for all of us, but especially for them, it's good that they've got the youth on their side and the experience, the inexperience, but they've certainly got the enthusiasm to see them through.
The world champions and #1 seed Poland will once again be led by Thomas Gollum. No room for Krzysztof Kasperzak and the controversial Rune Holter, but Pepe Protasevich, Wisław Jagas, Jarek Hampel and Sebastian Ulemek will all try to defend the title that they won last year.
Jarek Hampel, a very important night for the Polish team in front of your home fans.
Yes, that's true. We want to win tonight because it's going to be much more harder in the race off on Thursday. So it's the plan for tonight is to win this meeting. It's gonna be very tough because it's a three good team, and we will see. We want to race very good, and it's our crowd, so the crowd should be help us, and we will see.
Well, there was drama early on in the event as Finland in Heat 4, Tony Rimmer in 4th place in the blue helmet, got caught up on the first lap and launched himself into the fence at over 70 miles per hour. Jason Krupp went on to take his first victory. He followed that up with another, and Australia were in a commanding position after 8 heats. They led it with 18 points ahead of Great Britain with 15, Poland with 12, and Finland trailing behind with just 3 points. Remember, 3 points for a win, 2 for second and 1 for third. And if you get 6 points behind the leader, you can play the joker to go to double points. On then to Heat 9. On the inside, Scott Nichols in red for Great Britain. Kai Laukkanen of Finland with just 3 points for Finland. They desperately need some points. Ryan Sullivan and Australia leading the way. They come out of gate 3 in yellow. And Sebastian Ulemek of Poland will come out of the outside in white. Important one, this one for Scott Nichols. They've got to get on level terms with Australia, who will go through to that final in Reading straight away. Away they go then, and a great start from Ulemek, but an equally good start from Scott Nichols. Scott Nichols and Ulemek. Wow, very close indeed as they head down the back straight, but Nichols has got it. Here comes Ryan Sullivan now. Ulemek in 2nd place. Ryan Sullivan will go to the inside. Nichols trying to find the grip around the outside, but it's Ulemek and Nichols, neck and neck almost, as they head into the next lap. Finland off at the back. Kai Laukkanen not making any ground at all, but Scott Nichols doing very well, the captain of Britain. The man for the Ipswich Witches, having an excellent night so far. And this will be very important to Great Britain, especially with Australia at the moment in 3rd place. If Scott Nichols can get the full 3 points from this, they'll get within just 1 point of Australia, and Ryan Sullivan, try as he might, cannot get past Ulemek on home turf. And Scott Nichols is now cruising surely to victory here. Ryan Sullivan will come again, but Ulemek is up for it. And Sebastian Ulemek of Poland is going to be 2nd place, but it's Scott Nichols of Great Britain that takes the victory. And that's an important 3 points to them, gets him 1 point off Australia. That really makes it close between the top 3 nations, and there's Finland pretty much out of it. It's going to be between Great Britain, Poland and Australia. Ulemek taking 2nd place there. Ryan Sullivan with just 1 point for Australia. Kai Laukkanen, no points for him. Therefore, Australia now lead it by 19 points, just 1 point ahead of Great Britain. Poland have 14, and Finland still with 3 points. Good ride from Scott, and he needs to put a captain's performance in. There's a real confidence amongst the British camp at the moment. Here's another look at it from the start. He got away well from the inside. Ulemek did start very, very well from the outside, and he was definitely on form to try and go round the outside of Nichols, but Nichols just held it on.
Scott Nichols, everyone was talking about the other 2 teams, but you guys have really come out of the blocks tonight.
We have, you know, and that's quite nice, really. Come in as the underdogs and people sort of cast their eye over you and kind of pulling a few surprises out at the moment, which is good, you know. We just want to maintain that for the rest of the meet and go straight through to the final of Rnd would be great.
On then to Heat 10, Marc on the outside. In red for Great Britain. They have 18 points, just 1 point now of Australia. And this is a great opportunity. Rory Schlein of Australia on the inside in yellow. And really now we're talking about Poland, Great Britain and Australia. Finland still with just 3 points. Away they go. Rory Schlein from the inside in yellow. But it is Marc who cuts across from the outside. Great start from Marc the 2000 world champion on great form. And it's great to see him in the World Cup. There was a few hesitance about whether he should be involved or not, but his form for the Ipswich Witches has been superb, and again he's showing it here in Poland. He does like the longer tracks, does Marc and he's an expert round the outside. And the younger Rory Schlein, back from injury of course, after most of the season, out last year. But he's no match for Marc at the moment, and look at the Ram pulling away here at the front, and this would put Great Britain into the lead. In third place is Poland at the moment, and Poland need to score points, so Rory Schlein has got to watch his back as well as trying to catch Marc. He takes a look over his shoulder now, and well he might. But Marc going wide again and getting the grip here at Rybnik. He does like racing in Poland, does Marc The man from Stowmarket in Suffolk is pulling away and giving Great Britain. He looks down for a moment there, hopefully nothing wrong with the bike. Comes across the line in style, and Marc takes another victory for Great Britain and puts Great Britain into the lead now, ahead of Australia. A long way to go yet, but that's an important start for Great Britain. Roy Schlein takes second place. Gareth Jagas takes third place, 1 point for Poland. Toby Riemer takes fourth, and no points again for Finland.
I've wasted about a month of having really bad starts. I've wasted about 12 seasons. Well, I've wasted 20 years. So, come back and see me another 8 years, son.
Great humour there from the Brits. Marc as we all know, not the best of starters, and saying he's wasted 3 seasons. Scott Nichols saying, well, I've wasted 8. He says, well, come see me in 8 years. I'm sure I'll have wasted a few more. It doesn't matter, though. They're not making the starts, perhaps, but they're making the victories, more importantly. Here we go, then. And Jason Crump up against Lee Richardson. Jason Crump on the outside, the man who scored 143 points in World Cup campaigns, and is looking to get even more tonight. And for the first time, Australia need the points. They are equal with Great Britain at the moment, 21 apiece. Poland with 15. Oh, and a little bit of movement there at the start from Lee Richardson, but they've let it go. Good start from Crump as he comes round the outside. Richardson picks it up. He has the lead, but here comes Crump. Crump takes the lead away from Richardson, and it's the Brits and the Australians out front. Poland look as though they've slotted to third place at the moment, and again, Finland trailing off at the back with just 3 points. And Jason Crump now has the lead. Well, Lee Richardson perhaps didn't get the start he wanted. He's rolling slightly, but not enough to stop the referee from holding it up. And now Richardson's got work to do. Jason Crump out front. He has been absolutely superb all year. Head down. And he's just been a workmanlike performance from Crump. Wherever he goes, whether it be Elite League or Grand Prix, here in the World Cup, he has been quite brilliant. Gets away so well and doesn't need to look back. Lee Richardson is not going to catch Jason Crump on the kind of form that he's on at the moment. And this will put Australia back into the lead, but it's going to be close. Just 1 point the difference between the two teams, but Crump doing his job. 143 points he's got in World Cups. And now he's got another 3 points to add to that tally. Jason Crump takes the victory, and Lee Richardson will take second place. Confirmation then, another victory for Crump. Second place goes to Lee Richardson. And third place, Jagas at his second ride out, just 1 point there for Poland. And Kakko Nieminen, no points for Finland. And overall now, 24 points to Australia, just 1 point ahead of Great Britain. Poland now is 16, and they need to react quickly now, and they're getting into the realms where they could play a joker. Finland with just 3 points. Upper tapes now for Heat 12. Kai Laukkanen from the inside in blue. Jaris Hampel in white. Then Simon Stead, 23 points, Great Britain. Todd Wiltshire, veteran coming out of the outside for Australia. What a night he's had. Great to see Todd Wiltshire back at the sharp end. And he's had a very good season for Oxford, although Oxford haven't done much. But Wiltshire has been right there. And now Australia need him to hold off Great Britain. Up go the tapes then. Good start from Wiltshire. So a good start from Poland's Hampel. And it is Yannick Hampel who picks it up into the lead. Wiltshire from the outside goes into second place, and Simon Stead of Great Britain is in third. Better start this for Poland, just what they needed. They're trailing at the moment with just 16 points, and they need those points right now. And Hampel, Yannick Hampel, the youngster, doing a great job. And Wiltshire's pulled up. Oh, Wiltshire's out of this one, and that's a great opportunity for Simon Stead. He looks over his shoulder, and Finland just behind, but Wiltshire has had a mechanical failure, and that has put him out. And now Great Britain with 2 points, if they get that from this race, will go into the lead, and Poland will start to catch. So Hampel with 1 lap to go now. Field spreading out, and I don't think anyone's going to catch Hampel. Simon Stead now is just concentrating on taking those 2 points. And Yannick Hampel here at home in Rybnik will take Poland to victory and give this crowd something to smile about. It's a long time since they've had a victory in the last few heats, but they've taken it now. Australia did not finish with Todd Wiltshire, and there, the crowd on their feet finally. And the Polish flag's out for Yannick Hampel. So popular here. And 3 points to Poland. Very, very important at this stage. Simon Stead taking 2 points, but gifted really. He's in third place, but Todd Wiltshire didn't make it. Kai Laukkonen gets 1 point for Finland, and Wiltshire scores nothing.
It's really tough, but we still got a chance to win this meeting. And we really want to win because the race-off is going to be much more harder, like I said before. My bikes and the bikes, my partnerships, it was too slow. We lost from the start, but the start is very important tonight because it's very hard to pass somebody. And we try to race a little bit better in the end of the meeting.
Thomas Golub then starting to get a little bit more interested in the meeting, and once he does, anything can happen for Poland. They're starting to look now tactically at what they can do and the heat ahead. And Great Britain looking relaxed. The Polish flags are flying high here in Rybnik in Poland for the first event of the 2006 World Cup. Thomas Golub in this one alongside Ryan Sullivan, Chris Harris of Great Britain, and Huhtamäki of Finland on the outside in blue. 19 points now for Poland, and this is a big one. And you can see the Poles are very interested in what Golub can achieve from the inside. Away they go. And a good start from Ryan Sullivan as he bolts. Thomas Golub at the start there, and away goes Sullivan at the front. Bad news for Great Britain right at the back in this one. Chris Bomber Harris not getting the start he wanted. Finland are in third, but look at this battle between Golub and Ryan Sullivan. Golub now picks it up. Golub has the lead. He goes wide. The crowd go wild as he picks up the lead. Sullivan isn't done yet, though. But Golub, with 19 points for Poland, is trying to increase it. See if he can get the full 3 points. Sullivan looks over his shoulder. Finally, Great Britain and Bomber Harris get into third place ahead of Finland. And this is disappointment for Great Britain, but a great one for Poland. They're getting back into this meeting. Remember, they're all trying to get a place in the World Cup final in Reading. Those two sides that don't make it go through to the race-off in Reading. A look over the shoulder from Golub, but he doesn't need to. He's way out in front. And Thomas Golub is going to take victory for Poland here. And across the line he comes to the cheers of the crowd here in Rybnik. And that has put Poland right back in the reckoning. Thomas Golub with the full 3 points then. It's good to see him back on form. Such a great racer. Ryan Sullivan takes second place. He was beaten off the line with Sullivan. Harris takes 1 point. And Huhtamäki, no points again for Finland. Disappointment really for Finland. They're better than that. And now look at this. Level pegging, 26 apiece for Australia and Great Britain. Poland now definitely in the running, 22 points. No joker for them at the moment. Here's another look at it. Well, Ryan Sullivan held the early lead, but typical Golub round the outside, just holding it on and saying thank you very much. That is classic Thomas Golub. The Poles love it. On then to heat 14, on the inside in white for Poland, Pepe Protasiewicz. Juha Mäkelä on gate 2 for Finland. Scott Nichols and Rory Schlein. That's the two we're watching. They are on level points at the moment, and this has got to be an opportunity for Great Britain. Up go the tapes and away they go. Scott Nichols needs the full 3 from this. Surely Rory Schlein not the match for Scott Nichols, and straight away Nichols slots it into second place. Oh, does he? Look at that, round the outside. Well, he was holding back for a moment there, but now he hits the front, and Nichols is away. Pepe Protasevich of Poland will chase him down in second place, but this is a good night so far for the captain of Great Britain. They scored double figures in 9 World Cup meetings, a high of 19 points back in 2003. Didn't have the greatest of World Cup finals last year, and he's determined to lead this British side all the way to the final in Reading, especially given it's in front of the home crowd. Pepe Protasevich, Rory Schlein in third place. Cannot catch Protasevich at the moment. Poland need the points, remember, they're on 22 at the moment. 2 points here will be just what they need, especially with Australia in third place. But Britain now have a chance to have a clear lead with Scott Nichols. It's tightening up here in the closing stages, here on lap 4, but no one's going to stop Scott Nichols as he heads down to the last corner of this one. A full 3 points then for Great Britain and Scott Nichols. He wheelies over the line and takes victory. So then, Scott Nichols and Great Britain hit the front now. After 14 heats, Pepe Protasevich takes Poland to another 2 points. Rory Schlein, just 1 point for Australia. And Mäkelä, no points again for Finland. And here it is overall. Britain with 29, Australia 27, and Poland now with 24. And Australia have to be careful now. Here's another look at it. Good start from the outside from Rory Schlein. He couldn't stop Nichols, who just pushed him wide, took the grip from the outside and came round the outside. Watch this, gets a little bit of a spurt here, doesn't hold back. No fear from Great Britain there. Scott Nichols doing a captain's job. Midlow now talking to his team.
Neil, we've just watched you having a team meeting there. What were you saying to the boys?
Basically, just to keep doing what we've been doing. I mean, we just came through a batch of gate 3s, which has not perhaps been the best gate, and we came through with 6 points, which was good. So I've just said we've got to capitalise on that. I mean, Poland and Australia were perhaps fancy too, but we're showing that we're not out of it yet.
No question about it, but Lee Adams quickly brought Australia back into it. An excellent run in heat 15. He hit the front right from the start and never looked back, and that levelled up the scores between Great Britain and Australia.
Lee Adams, 15 heats gone, tied with Britain.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough night, you know. I guess everybody's just snatching points from each other, and, you know, the gates are pretty uneven, you know. There's some good ones and bad ones, so we just got to make the most of the good ones, really, you know, and go and get the points. But, you know, it's a long way to go yet. It's all going to come down to those last 5 races.
Gate 4 is working superbly. It did then for Lee Adams. Now Poland have it with Thomas Golub. Kai Laukkanen will come out of Gate 3, and you heard Neil Middleditch, the Great Britain manager, saying that's not a good gate. Rory Schlein with 30 points for Australia comes out of Gate 2, and Lee Richardson comes out of the inside. But it's tight at the moment, and the nerves are starting to rise here in the first event of the World Cup of 2006. Up go the revs. Lee Richardson, a little bit of a wheelie there. Australia with a decent start, but it's Lee Richardson out front from the inside in red. Kai Laukkanen picks it up in second place for Finland. This is a better start, and they're doing a captain's job then, Kai Laukkanen. And slotting into second place. Boy, do they need the points. Bit of movement there from Rory Schlein as he drops down to the back. Hit a bit of a rut there by the looks of things. And that's dropped him to the back, and that could be significant, especially with Lee Richardson out front. Great opportunity now for Great Britain to steal a march now on Australia. Level pegging, remember, going into this one, 30 points apiece. Poland with 26, and Poland will score 1 point from this as well. Finland are finally going to get on the board and get some more points. And here comes Kai Laukkanen on Lee Richardson. Well, Lee Richardson's being pushed now. He doesn't want to give it away now, not with that lead he's got from the start, from the inside. Played it superbly, did Lee Richardson. Now Kai Laukkanen right behind him in second place. Rory Schlein will come again at the back, but he's not going to make any impact. And Lee Richardson in that armchair position comes across the line to give Britain 3 more points. And Great Britain delighted with that. They were not favourites for this event, but now they are leading. Lee Richardson, Scott Nichols and the boys doing a good job. Kai Laukkanen getting some important points for Finland. Thomas Golub just 1 point for Poland. And Rory Schlein, no points this time for Australia. And that means right now a 3-point gap between Great Britain and Australia. Likewise, it's 3 points to Poland. So Poland now, if they can capitalise on this, have a good opportunity. Todd Wiltshire having a quick chat with Jason Crump. Starting to get a little bit more serious now here in Rybnik. Scott Nichols congratulating Lee Richardson, likewise Neil Middleditch. Great spirit in this British camp. They now have a clear lead. Place in the World Cup final at stake. Simon Stead, Lee Adams, Kako Nieminen coming in as a substitute for Finland. Pepe Protasevich for Poland on the outside. This is Heat 17. Finland desperately needing points. Britain leading with 33, and away they go. Nieminen not getting away well. And he's coming as a substitute, and he's right at the back, but it's Australia who pick it up. Poland in second place, and Great Britain, Simon Stead, in third at the moment. Good start from Lee Adams, the captain, doing a captain's job. He's ridden so well. And now he's out front again. And at the moment, Pepe Protasevich can't catch him. Poland, remember, with 27 points, and they can desperately do with trying to take a few more points away from Australia, but Lee Adams is having none of it. And now at the back, looks as though Nieminen is trying to make a challenge on Simon Stead. Stead staying steady in third place. Nieminen will come again. It's letting a little bit rotty out there at the moment. Track is changing as the sun goes down here in Rybnik. But Lee Adams way at the front, and no problems for Australia. Back in control. Normal service resumed, if you like. And of course, Poland, the world champions. We've never had a situation where the world champions have not gone through to the final. So Poland need to react. Good win though for Lee Adams. A full 3 points for Australia. Second place, Pepe Protasevich, 2 points for Poland. Keeps them in the running. Simon Stead taking 1 point for Great Britain. Again, nothing for Nieminen coming in as a substitute. Here's how it looks then. 34 points to 33. Great Britain just with a 1 point lead now. Poland with 29. It's oh so close. No jokers. Remember, you need 6 points behind to take that joker, and Poland can't play it at the moment. The next heat then, Heat 18, Sebastian Ulemek, Chris Harris, Jason Crump, Ewan Macaulay on the outside for Finland. Crump then needing the points. Great voice, doing a great job as the manager. It's a real camaraderie in that Australian team. Now Australia will try to use Jason Crump to get ahead of Great Britain. Up they go then. Sebastian Ulemek gets a great start for Poland. But look at this. Jason Crump, as always, hits the front. Cut back in, and look at him go. Meanwhile, looks like Chris Harris, Great Britain, taking second place, but he's getting a lot of attention from Sebastian Ulemek. Look at this battle between the two of them. Jason Crump is out front. Harris will come again. Ulemek's not having it. Round the outside he goes, and Ulemek takes second place. Oh, this is a great battle. Chris Harris now tries to find another way round him. Jason Crump oblivious to this battle going on behind him. Really good battle between Poland and Great Britain, and well, it might be. Poland need the points, but so too do Great Britain. Jason Crump is going to put Australia back in the driving seat. But who's going to take second place? Excellent race by Chris Bomber Harris of Great Britain. And Sebastian Ulemek, riding in front of his home fans, is now starting to take a little bit more of an ascendance here. He's using the grip from the outside, knows these Polish tracks all so well. Jason Crump out front takes the checkered flag, and another victory for Australia. Good race from Sebastian Ulemek. That's what Poland needed. Now really they will have the bit between their teeth. Crump then with the full 3 points. Second place, Sebastian Ulemek. Third place going to Chris Harris of Great Britain. Once again, Finland trailing off at the back, no points again. Here's how it stands. Just 1 point now between Australia and Great Britain. How close could it be? Poland with 31, they're 4 points behind Great Britain. And remember, this is their home event. They are the world champions, and Poland need to get back on level terms. Scott Nichols, Todd Wiltshire, Jagas and Huhtamäki are the Pole and the Finn on the third and fourth gate. But all eyes will definitely be on Scott Nichols and Todd Wiltshire. The veteran Todd Wiltshire against the captain. Captain sensible. as he's called. Scott Nicholls, Marc Laram, the former world champion, really enjoying his night out. Neil Middleditch, as always, looking very, very nervous. Heat 19 then, 1 point between them. Away they go. Todd Wiltshire gets a good start. And almost touching there with Scott Nicholls. Very close indeed. And now Wiltshire picks it up at the front. Look at this, Poland coming through. Can't quite do it. Jagas it was for Poland. Really putting a challenge on Scott Nicholls, and he's all over the back of Todd Wiltshire. And he isn't done yet. Wiltshire has got some work to do here. He took the lead, but here comes Jagas. And Scott Nicholls doesn't want to look back now, because the pole's right there. Look at Nicholls putting the pressure on Wiltshire. Wiltshire holding on. The veteran Australian doing a great job at the moment. It's so close, this one. This is one of the tightest races we've had. Nicholls goes to the inside, tries to find the grip, gets close but doesn't do it. Jagas in third place for Poland. 31 points Poland have at the moment. Britain have 35 and Australia 36. This would move Australia into a clear lead with 39 if it stays this way. Scott Nicholls trying desperately to get on terms with Todd Wiltshire, but he can't do it. Jagas putting in a great effort for Poland. And once again, Finland at the back, and they're not in this one. Todd Wiltshire takes the victory. No problems then, and that puts them on to 39. 2 points clear now of Great Britain. A quick chat from Wiltshire and Nicholls. Yep, good sportsmanship. They've raced each other so many times that Scott Nicholls knows when he's beaten by a better man. And this time it was Todd Wiltshire with 3 points. Scott Nicholls then takes 2. And Westlaw Jagas takes 1 point for Poland. And Huhtamäki again, no score for Finland. And overall, look how tight it is. 39, 37, 32 at the moment. And now Poland, they keep losing points, could possibly play a joker.
Todd Wiltshire, a great ride in Heat 19 there.
Yeah, great ride. I'm having a good night, I guess, other than the motor failure, but we're not out of the trouble yet.
And for you, it must be kind of strange, back in the big show, back in the big time after a layoff.
Yeah, it's a little bit surreal, I guess, and, you know, being part of the Australian team, it's an absolute privilege to be here. And, you know, we finish our heats, I think, the stronger we go with Jason at the back, so we're planned it that way, and a bit of luck we'll pull it off.
Dream night for Todd Wiltshire. Ryan Sullivan, his teammate in this one, Marc Laram, Nieminen and Jarek Hampel. And Poland from the outside needs some points now. They have 32 to Great Britain's 37 and Australia's 39. Neil Middleditch watching on. See how Marc Laram gets on. Heat 20 then. Up go the tapes. Ryan Sullivan gets a flyer. Good start from him. With him goes Marc Laram in second place. Almost touching his rear wheel there. Great Britain in second place at the moment. Nieminen in third, but not for long. Jarek Hampel comes through, or does he? Hampel trying hold on to third place for Poland. This is a close one. But out front, it's Ryan Sullivan. Marc Laram goes wide, but so too does Sullivan. Laram takes a look over his shoulder, only to see Jarek Hampel in third place for Poland. Trailing that leg, as always. And now, look at this. Marc Laram making a challenge and hits the front. Oh, great stuff from Marc Laram. Vintage Marc Laram as he gets past Ryan Sullivan and takes the lead for Great Britain. This is significant. Australia with a 2 point lead at the moment. Marc Laram's got other ideas. Still in third place. It's Poland at the moment. Finland trailing off at the back again. Marc Laram doing exactly what he's been sent out to do. Neil Middleditch picked Marc Laram ahead of a few of the other youngsters, but he's coming good here in Poland in the first event. He's played a really excellent role for Great Britain tonight. And beating Ryan Sullivan in this one is just what Great Britain wanted. Superb victory. Neil Middleditch is delighted. And that puts them ever closer. What an end to this one we're going to have, because it's really hotting up now. So close here in Rybnik. 3 points to Marc Laram, the 2000 world champion. Ryan Sullivan gets 2 points. It's good to see him back on good form. Jaroslav Hampel takes 1 point for Poland, and Nieminen no points for Finland.
Marc Laram, an awesome ride in Heat 20.
Yeah, that's it. You know, each race is so difficult, but all I'm doing is just putting my head down and treating each one like it's my last ride. You know, I've just got to go out there and give it me full, and that's what I'm doing.
And it's the Speedway World Cup. Great team event, great team performance from Britain so far tonight.
Yeah, well, there's a great bit of pride in putting one of these things in, and it shows in the way all 5 riders are riding tonight. You know, I don't have to say any more. You can see by the way everyone's trying.
The veterans really enjoying it. Todd Wiltshire and the Australian team, they have a 1 point lead. Chatting to Travis McGowan there. And they're not out the woods by any means. Great Britain are right there with them, and Poland have an opportunity of playing the joker in the coming heats. So all to ride for. We really are getting towards the climax of this one in Rybnik. Todd Wiltshire leading the Australian team. Strong partisan crowd. Heat 21, though, things started to really hot up. Look at this. Todd Wiltshire hitting the air fence heavily while almost leading the race. He's already had an engine failure. The man who's been a stalwart of this Australian team, and they needed him tonight. Hitting hard. Luckily, hitting his head on the air fence, but then hitting the ground very heavily indeed. And they excluded for stopping the race. Marc, his buddy, and Jason Crump, the first to greet him. But now a joker for Finland. They have very few points, and now they're hoping Kai Laukkonen get him a few more. Sebastian Ulemek for Poland on the inside. Lee Richardson with 40 points, just 1 point the difference. And Todd Wiltshire out of this one. This is a great opportunity now for Great Britain and also Poland. Sebastian Ulemek on the inside in the white helmet. Up go the tapes then for Heat 21. Ulemek with a good start. Lee Richardson will try to come back. And Lee Richardson really fighting now with Sebastian Ulemek, but it's Ulemek who picks it up at the front, and it's Great Britain who need the points, remember. Australia out of this one, Todd Wiltshire causing a stoppage. Ulemek takes a look over his shoulder. Lee Richardson's there. And in blue, Kai Laukkonen, remember, they're playing the joker, so Finland need points. Kai Laukkonen is not going to do it. This is not what Finland wanted at all. It's been a very disappointing night for them. But they are the weaker team of the teams involved in this event tonight. It's certainly undecided. With Australia out of this one, it's going to certainly make things very tight indeed. Remember, Australia had 41 points, Great Britain 40, so they're going to lose that lead, and Poland are going to catch them a little bit more, with Sebastian Ulemek taking 3 points. So then, Poland certainly not out of it yet. And Australia now have their thinking caps on. Let's hope that Todd Wiltshire is okay, but Sebastian Ulemek from the inside got a flyer right from the start and never looked back. Good stuff from us, Sebastian Ulemek for Poland, and the crowd enjoyed that one. That moves Poland closer to Australia with no points scored by them. Lee Richardson taking 2 points for Great Britain, and that will give them the overall lead. Kai Laukkonen with just 2 points for that joker is nowhere near enough when you're playing a very important joker, and Todd Wiltshire, of course, not taking part. And that means now that Great Britain have a 1 point lead. Poland have edged a little bit closer to Australia, and we're in for a grand finale here. And as they mark their programmes, Poland looking a little bit more apprehensive, but now they're playing the joker with Thomas Gollum, and that could change everything. Remember, they have the right, with more than 6 points adrift of Great Britain, to play that joker, and they're doing it here with Thomas Gollum on the outside, which is a good gate so far. Michaela of Finland is in gate 3. Simon Stead and Ryan Sullivan. So a lot of work for Gollum against Sullivan on the inside. Up go the tapes, and this is a massive one for Poland. Thomas Gollum gets away well, hits the outside. Ryan Sullivan from the inside, though, takes the lead. And Great Britain are involved also with Simon Stead. But here comes Gollum. He needs those 6 points. And away he goes into second place, chasing Ryan Sullivan. Stead isn't done. He's trying again at Gollum, and Gollum will go around the outside again. It's getting rutty out there here in Rybnik. Ryan Sullivan holds the lead, but Gollum and Poland, the hopes of Poland riding on this one. This is their joker, and Gollum has to win. Ryan Sullivan at the moment holding him off. And remember, Poland are the world champions. They're racing at home here, and this is the man of the moment. Thomas Gollum goes round the outside, and Sullivan gives him a bit of room, and he takes the lead. The crowd go absolutely bonkers. That is classic Gollum, and Sullivan had no answer. Well, Gollum now just has one lap. The joker being played, he's going to get double points. Sullivan tries through the inside again. Great Britain still in third, but no one's going to stop Gollum on this kind of form. This is vintage Thomas Gollum. The crowd go absolutely wild here in Rybnik, and Poland are back in this one. The world champions can still win this event. Wow, thumbs up from Gollum. Well, he might. That was absolutely superb. There was hardly inches that Sullivan had given him, but that's all he needed. He went round the outside, playing the joker, and that's the full 6 points for Poland. Ryan Sullivan takes 2 for Australia, and Simon Stead 1 point for Great Britain. What a race we have now. Michaela getting no points for Finland. And now look at it. Australia 43, Great Britain 43, and Poland 42. 1 point between the top 3 teams. Only one can go to the World Cup final, though. Here's another look at it. Sullivan was holding his line, but Golub had other intentions. Absolutely superb. Bunched up against the wall there, and he came through superbly. Here's another look at it. Had to get his foot out of the way for a moment, just kept it wound on, and round the outside he went. Polish manager delighted. So, Thomas Golub, well, over the years, he's done it when he needed to, and he's done it again tonight. Superb stuff, and he's put Poland right back in it. On to Heat 23 then. Time running out. Jaroslav Hampel in this one. Huhtamäki for Finland. Rory Schlein for Australia, and Chris Harris from the outside. Level pegging Australia and Great Britain, but Hampel with 42 points for Poland has a chance from the inside. What a cracking race in store we have. 3 heats remaining then in this Event 1 World Cup. Heat 23, up go the tape. Good start from Chris Harris from the outside for Great Britain. He cuts back in and takes the lead. Behind him, Jarek Hampel in second place, but it's tight. Finland have third, and Australia are nowhere. They're bolt to the back. And this is bad news for Rory Schlein. He's trying now desperately to get back on level terms. Look at this battle at the front though. Bomber Harris tries to hold off Jarek Hampel. Hampel will come again in second place. But at the moment, it's Harris of Great Britain who leads it. This would give Great Britain a clear lead with Australia trailing at the back. But Hampel isn't done yet. He comes round the outside. They're level pegging. Harris looks over his shoulder. He doesn't need to. He can hear the sound of the engine. Hampel cuts back into the inside. He's gone wide and takes the lead. Oh, Poland have gone into the lead of this one. Harris will come again. What a close race. Towards the line, one more lap to go. Nothing between them. Poland have the lead. Through the ruts they come. Harris will come through the inside like Hampel did on him, and he's done it, or has he? No. Hampel holds him off. Great racing. Well, right, a climax to this one. Hampel looks over his shoulder. Harris is there, but Hampel's going to take it. What a race. And significantly, Finland did hold off Australia, and that will make a big change to the scoreboard. Excellent racing by those two. It's Jarek Hampel who takes the 3 points for Poland. Boy, a few heats ago, you wouldn't have thought they were anywhere close to winning this one. Harris takes 2, but Huhtamäki takes 1 point significantly for Finland because Rory Schlein gets nothing for Australia. And now look at the scoreboard. Great Britain out on top with Poland now with 45 points, and Australia for the first time in the evening dropped down to 3rd place. All to ride for with 2 heats to go, and there's nothing in it. Poland have played their joker, so too have Finland. Here's another look at it. What a race we had. Harris had the lead early on, and a great cutback from Hampel. And he came alongside him and passed him quite easily. And the handshake said it all. That was great sportsmanship, and they know that they were in a cracking race. Neil Middleditch willing him on, but he couldn't stop Hampel on the kind of form that he's on at the moment. He gets the applause of his team for a very important 3 points. 2 heats to go then, all to ride for. Heat 24, Lee Adams, Scott Nicholls, Thomas Golub again, the hero of the night so far, and Kakko Nieminen on the outside for Finland. Lee Adams, Thomas Golub and Scott Nicholls, there's absolutely nothing between them, but Lee Adams knows that he has to win this race now. A real captain's event with Golub, Nicholls and Adams, all captaining their sides with pride and their nations behind them. Here they go for Heat 24. Up go the tape. Golub gets away well, but Adams gets away better. Scott Nicholls is right there. He takes the inside. Nothing in it. Adams takes the lead. Golub goes round the outside. Predictable from him. And round the outside of Scott Nicholls he goes. Into second place. Classic Golub, but Nicholls is better for it. He's holding him off for the moment. But out front, it's Lee Adams. Nicholls slots back into third and tries round the outside now. Golub defends. Lee Adams leads it. Finland trying another attack. Scott Nicholls will try the inside now on Golub. What a battle between these two. And Scott Nicholls is up for it. Golub round the outside, holds that second place. But they can't stop Lee Adams in the lead. Lee Adams, as I said, needs this one for Australia to level it all up. Golub trying desperately to hold off Nicholls. Nicholls doing a brilliant job for Great Britain as he has all night. He's in third place at the moment. Golub looks as though he's going to take second. Nicholls will try one more last effort, but Lee Adams is going to take victory for Australia. Here comes Nichols. He's holding off Golub, but Golub again round the outside. Superb racing here. Heat 24. One more to go. And Golub is just about going to hold off Scott Nichols. Valiant effort by the British rider. But it's Lee Adams of Australia who takes victory. And a calm handshake from Golub, but inside the emotions are flying. 3 points then to Lee Adams. And that was so important. Golub with 2 points for Poland. Nichols, a valiant effort, but just 1 point for Great Britain. And Nieminen, no points again for Finland, but it's a three-way race this for that World Cup final spot. Look at this, 1 point between Poland, Australia and Great Britain. It's so undecided. But who's going to go through to the final in Reading on Saturday, and who are the other two teams going to go for the race-off at Reading? Well, Lee Adams from the inside in yellow got away well. So too did Thomas Golub of Poland. Nichols looked to the inside, he couldn't get past Adams, and from there on in, Adams led it easily, and Golub and Nichols scrapped over the remaining points. Nichols really giving Golub a tough time of it. Golub have to be on his mettle. Great stuff from Lee Adams, just describing exactly what it was like out there, and that was just what Australia needed coming into this final heat. Who better to represent them than Jason Crump, the man of Speedway at the moment. He's up against Kai Laukkanen, Pepe Protasevich and Marc Laram on the outside. Well, we know how good Marc Laram can be around the outside. We know how good he can be here at Poland. Is he a match for the younger man of the moment, Jason Crump? Well, we're about to find out. Remember, Pepe Protasevich not having the best of Speedway seasons in the Grand Prix, but now Poland need him to perform. Only one team, remember, can go through to the final. Who's it going to be? This is the last heat. Laram from the outside, Crump from the inside, Pepe Protasevich from gate 3. He's moved across as much as he can to try and get across to the inside, leaving Laram on his own. Away they go. Laram from the outside doesn't get away as well as he'd liked. Jason Crump hits the front from the inside in yellow. Poland is second. Here comes Laram now into third place. But out front is Jason Crump. Pepe Protasevich will push again on Crump. They're level pegging. Look at that! Oh, brilliant stuff from Marc Laram. He goes into second place. He got the grip and goes ahead of Pepe Protasevich just for a moment. And again, he'll have to try again as Pepe does it brilliantly down the back straight. But again, Marc Laram just holds him off in second place. What a race we've got. Jason Crump out front. Who's going to take the final? Whoever wins this goes through to the final. It's as simple as that. Crump's going to do it for Australia, surely. Laram will try and push him. But out in third place, Pepe Protasevich is trailing off now. Finland aren't in it. Here comes the last lap now. Surely Jason Crump's got this one in the bag. Marc Laram looks over his shoulder for a moment and sees that Pepe Protasevich is right there. He's going to take second place and take Great Britain to the race-off. But likewise, Poland are going to be there as well on Thursday night. But it's Australia and Jason Crump. Well, the man, the hero of the hour, once again. He's been that way all season, and he's been that way for several seasons for Australia. Todd Wiltshire played his part, but so too did all the Australian team. Great result for them. What a close race here in Rybnik. It went all the way, and Australia, in the end, take it. They go straight through to the final in Reading on Saturday. 48 points to Great Britain, equal with Poland. They both go through to the race-off, and Finland are unfortunately eliminated with just 11 points. Can't get any closer than that, but Australia, in the end, the deserved winners here in Rybnik. A brilliant maximum by Jason Crump. He did it in 2001 in the final. He's done it here in Event 1. What can you say for Great Britain and Poland?
Scott Nichols, third place on the night, but a momentous performance from Team Great Britain.
Oh, it was, I'm sort of really proud of everybody, We come in here very underestimated, everybody's written us off and we come our way here 1 point down, and everybody did their job. There was no weak link, always ifs and ands, restarting my race and a couple of little bits here and there. Could have been a different ball game, but, we kind of in a way, expected to be in the race off. So we're there, we're strong on home soil, and everybody expect the Poles to go through, so it just shows you can't underestimate anybody.
My team is second position this moment, and racing England in Reading. I don't know what track. It's not happy this moment.
Lee Adams, 1 point at the end, but the point's all it takes.
Oh, yeah, that's it, mate. You couldn't script it, really. Just an awesome night. Great performance by the boys. Obviously, when Todd went down, we thought we blew it, but all of them just fought back, and the way Jason's riding, you just put the pressure on him in the last one, and off he went. So, great night. We have a rest. We'll get to that final on Saturday and see what we can do there.
So celebrations for Australia, just 1 point in the end, but that's all it took. They go straight through to the final in Reading. To the race-off go Poland and Great Britain, equal points, remember, from tonight. And we now head to event 2 in Sweden as USA, Sweden, Czech Republic and Denmark fight it out for a place to meet Australia in that final. A superb night of racing from Rybnik.